questions on iron body? Just, because basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lead it once, and then you're just gonna run it for the rest of the class on your own.
Okay.
And then.
Yeah, nothing specific.
And then any questions you have that come out of that, then I'll try to answer.
Okay.
Stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Say take time.
Take time.
Sweep in front, sweep behind.
Sweep in front, sweep behind.
Raise the sun and moon.
Raise the sun and moon.
Vulture cools its wings.
Vulture cools its wings.
Double bow spears a flower.
Double bow spears a flower.
Duck traverses water.
Duck traverses water.
Press 10,000 pounds. Double dragon's leap from sea.
Double dragon's leap from sea.
Establish an iron bridge.
Establish an iron bridge.
Soft bridge left.
Soft bridge left.
Soft bridge right.
Soft bridge right.
Hero holds a pot.
Hero holds a pot.
Scoop the moon from the bottom of the sea.
Scoop the moon from the bottom of the sea.
Crane flashes wings.
Crane flashes wings.
Crane folds wings.
Crane folds wings.
Twin daggers cut the bridge.
Twin daggers cut the bridge.
Tiger defends left.
Tiger defends left.
Tiger defends right.
Tiger defends right.
Tiger defends behind.
Tiger defends behind.
Tiger cleans its whiskers.
Tiger cleans its whiskers.
And iron body.
And iron body. Hold on, there was, I think I thought of a question. Oh, establish iron bridge. What is that application?
That's the beginning of your soft bridge.
Oh, so it's the grab.
It's a grab.
Okay.
So, our application for this, if, let's say you're gonna sucker punch me.
Okay.
From right there, you're gonna punch me with your right hand.
Okay.
If you were gonna do it, yeah, you gotta run in for this, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that. You're gonna run in, you're gonna sucker punch me. Pull in, push.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's what that little push thing is
Yes,
in the middle.
it's in the middle. You're grabbing, you're redirecting, shoving.
Huh, okay. I figured it was more of like like you're just grabbing someone
Yeah,
and then, because you're already in your horse stance.
yeah.
And like, I thought it was like kind of trip you over my leg type of thing.
Well, when you're doing it, you're not necessarily in your horse, maybe right here. Like, I was right here.
Right, that's true, that's true.
Here's what I did, was I made sure that whenever you were coming, I set my root. So it was like I flexed my calves and I grabbed on with my toes,
Right,
pulled you through, and then shoved you.
okay.
And even though you stopped in that punch,
Yeah,
you still lost your balance.
yeah,
Because the idea is that when I do this, you can go ahead and you can grab. I'm gonna follow through. 'Cause what I'm expecting is that your face is gonna stop me.
right, right. Yeah, so you're already kind of going with it.
Yeah, and so that's the whole point is that once I'm coming in, we do that grab, so you grab me. You may not even need to do the shove.
Right, yeah, that's what I was thinking, like, that's
The
if
other
they
thing
kind
is-
of catch themselves a little bit, right?
But the other thing is, a lot of people they're not gonna run in at you. They're gonna be about this far away, because people are scared.
Right,
They're gonna step in for that punch.
right. Well, then, like, if they're rooted too,
Yeah,
that little shove at the end might help break them loose from their
yeah,
root.
yep.
Because, yeah, here, I want my arm back, and then you throw me back.
Because when I'm here, what's happened is I've lost my balance already. You're not gonna be very rooted.
Right.
If you miss your target.
So it won't take much
It
to,
won't take much.
so is that why it's soft bridge? Because it's like,
Soft bridge, yeah.
okay,
Because they're expecting, what you're doing is like you're just guiding them away. You're keeping that fist away from your face.
it's interesting, the more I learn about, like, these applications, how
Mhm.
much it seems like it's so similar to Tai Chi.
Yes, it is.
Like, because it seems like all these things require root to really, and when I watch videos.
That's our horse stance.
Yeah, when I watch videos of like so-called masters like across the world, like they seem very like super rooted and like they're just like almost like in that Tai Chi like mindset of just like they're super calm and like, you know, but they're on guard.
You want an example of the difference between what I just did and the Tai Chi move?
Yeah,
Okay. let's say you do that same move and I do it with Tai Chi. You didn't feel that barely, did you?
No. So it's just a lot softer.
It's a lot softer. Tai Chi is a lot softer, but it's also trying to make sure that, like, if you did that, then my next move may be
Right. Okay. Yeah, because there's still strikes in Tai Chi, but it's not.
Yeah. So Tai Chi, the way Tai Chi differs is that Kung Fu is hard. It's like we have strikes, and then Tai Chi, what they want to do is they want the other opponents, they want to redirect the other opponent's energy against them. Like if you had been coming in, and all I had to do was just put my arm up, you would be the one to run into my arm.
Okay. Oh, I see. So it's a strike kind of,
Yeah.
but it's like a passive. You're passive. I'm
I'm
causing
putting,
the.
I'm putting a little bit of energy into it by doing my waist turn, but you're still falling into it,
Right.
into that strike.
Well, that goes with the whole Tai Chi thing of like move left to go right. Like it's all,
Yeah.
like you're not moving, but it's still a strike because
It's still a strike.
they're moving into you.
There's
Okay.
a whole bunch of them where they're just like that, where it's just like, you shouldn't be able to feel me doing whatever it is you're doing.
Okay. That's a good distinction. Because in Kung Fu, you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tiger claw and all the things.
Let's do one more. You're gonna punch, I'm gonna come in, and I'm not gonna do much. All I did was block, I'm gonna hold you in place, I'm gonna punch you in the ribs. So, the idea was that, when you do this, all I'm doing is redirecting your energy.
Oh yeah, that's like the fist.
Yes.
What do they call that one?
Yes.
That's not fist through the sleeve. It's
The hidden hand punch.
yeah, yeah. So that's what that is. But that little like waist move too kind of obscures like what's
What's actually happening?
yeah with the body.
Yeah.
That's like that tame the tiger, shoot the tiger kind of, right?
It's very similar to King Tiger.
Just a little bit like more compact movement.
It's probably a little bit more similar to their, four corners. I mean, we've got another one in the snake section. Here. It's this one. So
Yeah,
it's
what
just
is
like
that?
four corners.
That's just like a block, right?
It's,
Or is that a
it's-
strike?
It's a block and a strike. We do them as one, but if you did your punch, block, strike.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah, no,
I think I hit
yeah.
bone.
No, that's good.
Okay.
Okay. So
But,
it's like you're
this-
kind of scooping it
You're
here.
here, and then the strike, so like if you watch my waist, I do the block, strike. Yeah.
So it kind of carries it through.
So when you see when you see like me do it, when you see Senior Head Instructor Hunter do it, it looks like we're doing them both at the same time.
Yeah.
That right hand is leading by a split second.
Because that's what's going to catch that
That's what's
strike.
gonna catch the block.
Yeah.
That's the punch, let's do the block and then the strike.
And I noticed your hand was turning too.
The block, because if you'll notice, like, a lot of times you'll see students just do this, they're just pushing forward.
Yeah.
That's why it's helpful to know the applications.
Yeah, because you were showing us too, like last night, something with, it was this. And this little rotation too,
Mhm.
like added so much more like zip to it.
Yep.
Because that's why I noticed you did that, because it's like the,
There's that turn, that wrist turn.
stuff's like always twisting and turning.
Yes.
Always. With the hands, it seems.
So, this is also what a lot of our blocks do this. And that
Right,
is-
yeah.
And that is so that we can maximize the surface area where we're getting hit on ourselves. On our opponent, this is still gonna be a small area. So the idea is that, I don't, people at home can see this. It's like when you just fell.
Right,
Um,
right.
It's like, if it's a sudden straight impact, it hurts. But we learned how to, we kind of did this thing where we learned how to fall very gracefully, like this. It's the same thing, where it's like, you want to maximize the surface area on yourself so that you're distributing the damage to yourself over a
Yeah.
larger area, so you're not gonna be hurt as bad.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's a concept, I think in physics, where it's like pressure is is force times area.
Right,
And
right.
so like if you've got, like, if you have a needle, it doesn't require much force to go into you. But it's like, if you've got, like, say, a peg, it's gonna require a lot of force to go into you. So, but like if it's a spike, that spike's gonna do a lot of damage for a small amount of force. A peg, big fat peg, that same amount of force, almost no damage.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true.
And so that's why we roll, is so that you're maximizing service. It also allows you to do things like, I'm going to do my block, and then I'm gonna reach up and do the grab. So you're feeling, and you can also move up there.
Right, like with that one, like you're saying, like it kind of gets you to where you can grab
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah.
in the
That's
next
our,
spot
that's,
for it.
that's our one finger divides China.
Yeah,
It's a block and a grab.
yeah. The one that I had a question too on crane. So on the one, so you got your descending arm anyways, and then the one finger asks a question.
Yeah.
So that's a grab, right?
It's just a block. And
Just-
a grab,
Just like blocking the,
but you're blocking. Let's say you're gonna punch me in the nose. I'm gonna go,
oh, that's what it is.
yeah.
Okay. Why does it have that hand?
You can still grab with it, but in this particular case, we're not really grabbing, we just wanna make sure that you're not gonna get in the face.
Okay. And that's why you're kind of like dropping with
You're
it
dropping.
too.
Because
Okay.
when you learn it, it's, you're here,
Right,
and then when you're gonna do that one finger asks a question, you're gonna sink.
okay, okay,
Because it's like, we're not quite in our bow stance, but we go into our bow stance. We've got
okay.
a low bow stance for this.
Cause I saw this thing, and it was, they were doing, this tour like around the world with different Hungarian, masters, and they were showing where like you grab here,
Yes.
you turn the arm,
Yeah.
and then with the crane wing punching,
Yep.
you come in and like break the elbow.
Yeah.
So it's like you basically, it's like you turn it here, so that it goes, you know?
Let's go over this one real quick. You can do the application.
Cause it seems tricky, like you gotta get it just right.
Alright, so we're gonna do 3 plunges, alright? So
Okay.
you do, doesn't matter which hand, I'm gonna slip in, I'm gonna do my one finger, and then it's gonna come in. It'll just be 2 punches. Hold on. I'm gonna go here, number 2. Boom. I think this is it, this is just,
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
just 2
'cause
punches.
you already have it there.
Yeah, so this is, so when we do our one finger ask a question, it's gonna be a grab. And what I'm gonna end up doing, I'm gonna go through you, I'm not gonna go into you,
Right.
is I'm gonna pull and punch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all I did here was this. My hand didn't do much of anything,
Just twisted
Just
the
twisted
waist.
the waist.
Yeah.
and then the idea here is that as you're twisting that waist, you're going for that cervical.
Okay. Yeah, just.
And you're a big, strong guy,
Yeah.
that's almost nothing. So if you're in the middle of a punch, and you're coming in with that momentum, doing that grab, pull.
Drive it in there. Okay.
Yeah, most of the time, a lot of people, like you said, they just fall over that leg.
Right.
They're falling.
Yeah.
It's like you're getting punched and you're.
Right, and they're not gonna probably have the greatest balance.
Yes. Okay, so something I also want to talk about on this is like, we're gonna learn a lot of applications. You're gonna learn a string of moves in an application. And then you're also gonna hear people go, oh, it's bogus, nobody would ever do any of that. What you're doing is like, when I first talk about like, oh, we're learning our horse stances. This is the alphabet. When you start learning your application, you're learning words, and a string of moves in an application is a sentence.
Okay.
So you're basically learning a sentence. You can make that sentence whatever word you want.
Okay.
So when
Right.
some people go, oh, nobody would ever, stand there and do all these things, it's like,
Right.
well, no, but this is an imaginary situation where we're putting these moves together. You don't have to put them together in that same sequence.
Well, and I suppose if you familiarize yourself with those scenarios,
Yeah.
when you're in a situation and you see somebody end up here
Yeah,
or
you're
whatever,
gonna-
like you
you're
know,
immediately
okay,
you're
I
gonna know
can
what
grab
to do.
their head or,
Yeah,
whatever.
I've got 6 things I could do.
Right, versus just guessing and just flailing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's the lack of faith that like in that time that you would actually be able to recall that. You know,
Oh, yeah.
and, you know what I mean, and use it.
We do this with, okay. So there was a point in time where we did something called true to form, where we just kind of practiced, like, the only moves you can use are from your 108.
Right.
But I'm gonna punch, and I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to think of a reaction. Anything from the 108.
Okay.
So the first, like first couple classes, when we do it, we're like, you've got 30 seconds. And the next class we do it, maybe it's 20 seconds. Maybe it's 15 seconds. Then it gets to the kind of the point of like, I have my 2 things that I'm gonna do when you do that.
Right,
I know there's 6, but there's 2 that I'm instinctively start doing.
Right, just kind of train that into it.
Yeah. It's like the slipstream thing that I just did. It's like if you were to punch me again, doesn't matter which hand, you're gonna slip behind you.
Right.
So you just get really good at that, getting behind somebody. And you got all of this stuff back here.
That's a cool one.
Yeah. So it's one of those ones where don't use that leg out there unless you're intending to.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because I guess with that one, to be like maybe a little more practical, like you'd want to be, you wouldn't want to necessarily be in like a bow stance, right? Like,
No,
you
it's
might
gonna
wanna
be
a
a, it's
little
gonna be
more-
a, you're gonna go, maybe that slipstream, but then you're gonna pull it in as quickly as you can.
Oh.
Unless your intention was to understand that they're about to do something else that you need to do.
Right, right. Okay.
It's definitely one of those ones where you get,
Okay.
once I'm behind you.
Yeah,
over
that's,
the leg.
yeah. And especially, it'd probably hook the foot too.
Yeah, I can hook the, it doesn't really matter, it's like, my leg's here,
Right.
this leg has nowhere to go.
No. Yeah, because I want to save my knee.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, yeah.
And that's also another one where it's just like, I don't have to do much, it's in my waist.
Right. Yeah, those are easy.
Yeah. You're gonna, oh man. It's one of those one things, when you get your black sash and you move up to the black sash classes, there's this form called Chen.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you first learn it, it's like, I don't know where we're going. But then it's like, after about 3 or 4 years, it's like, none of your moves come from your hand. If you keep thinking all your moves come from your hand, all of your moves come from your waist.
Mm.
My hands just did this.
Right.
Waist is doing all the work.
But isn't that also true in Hungar? I mean.
It is, but
You know.
it's harder to make that connection.
Okay.
Because we, when we're doing that staff set,
Right,
we're
that's
using our
all,
waist.
that's all.
It's all waist, but a lot of students don't make that connection.
Got you.
You'll still see them doing this.
One, yeah, and I suppose too, like, and like, even in like Iron Body, right? Like,
Yeah.
you have a whole section where nothing is in the waist.
Nothing in the waist.
Because you're isolating, it's all,
Yep, everything's still. Steel, still. Like pen versus pen.
yeah.
All right, we're out of time.
Yes, sir.
This was your class, there's nobody else here, you can ask whatever you want, you can do whatever you want.
For, I was thinking for Thursday, if we could.
Nobody else
Look at, yeah, there's no one else here.
Yeah.
I wanna look at Snake. Because I feel pretty good with where I'm at, like, up until that point. And I know like the first like 4, like that, literally that right there, up until the,
Ooh, yeah.
but I'm still super rough on.
I like this. I'm gonna give you some pointers on some of these. Some things that I think a lot of students get wrong. And I know it's weird, because like I know senior head instructor hunters teach people this, but they still don't do it. But I'll go over some of the,
That would be good.
I'll go over a sequence, and then I'll go over like some of the moves, some of the detail work. All right, let's bow out.
Yes, sir. The head instructor.
Bow to intermediate level student and everybody at home. All right, master's path training, black sack training.